Welcome back, guys. This is the first set of round 6. No Johns here. These guys playing right away. Not afraid. Don't need to prep. Let's just get it done with. This is winner's bracket content. So these guys are in great shape. And they, with a win here, would set themselves up in amazing position to almost certainly make that cash money in this tour. We are looking, of course, at Soulwind on the bottom. And who's this guy? Inquisitor Glockta. Yeah, it's a weird alt, but it's Rozes, Shiloh, whatever you know him as. Most people know him as Rozes. He's having himself a great tour here, and this is a heavyweight matchup between two of the hottest players in competitive Pokemon at this time. These guys have been assigned DPP as their starting point. We've got Soulwind, the classic champion from this year, on the bottom, and Rozes on the top. And it's a lead Scarm and a Zelf, respectively. Becomes a T-Tar on a Zelf, and it's going to be a Fire Blast, actually. A little unusual on a Zelf, but it's going to be an unfortunate miss. Not that would have done too much on the T-Tar. Crunch is going to do a lot here. Rocks, and just a boom on the way out. Not bad, 53%. And Soulwind takes advantage of that, gets his own rocks up. So we've got ourselves a 6-5. Here comes the Gengar follow-up. Rachi and Focus Blast. Good thing T-Tar got out of the way. Neutral damage only on the Rachi for 34%, which is an okay chunk. Heatran comes down. Psychic, 13%. Underwhelming with the resistance. T-Tar comes back. Rocks. And Magma Storm, which he, of course, resists as well. He will be residually hurt by that, but the Heatran has to get out of the way. Kun is going to be the answer, and there's a okay EQ, 23%. Kun obviously with the advantage here. Magma Storm still doing its thing. Soulwind doesn't like it. Out of the way. The ever-present, so popular these days, Clefable coming down from Soulwind. Substitute just in case there is something like a knockoff, but there was not. It is a Seismic Toss, and that will be good enough to pop the sub. So that's awkward that he does not have a 404 HP Kun. I'm quite surprised by that. There's weird EVs, apparently, for Rozes. So anyhow, we have Magma Storm and Encore, respectively, but he's going to miss, and he's going to be locked on it. He's going to connect this time, and it does an okay chunk, but he's going to lose the Heatran in exchange. So Soulwind going to extend his lead to 6-4 at this point. Here comes the Gengar, and a Focus Blast. That's going to leave Scarm in not great shape. He would not survive another Focus Blast, but unfortunately, he's going to miss, and that's going to cost him a layer of spikes. Try again. There we go. That one will connect. Scarm goes down. Make that a 5-4 game with Soulwind still in the lead, and hazards down for both players. Here's Lati. Psychic. 12% is not bad, and by that I mean it's really bad, but he does get a Specs drop. Nidoqueen comes in on the obviously stall-oriented team for Soulwind, which he seems to generally prefer across all gens. Draco Meteor, well, Crit will certainly do it. That's out of here. So we've got ourselves an even game, actually. Soulwind was ahead for a good chunk of it, but we've got ourselves a 4-4. Things have become closer. Kun comes in and might die, however, thanks to those hazards. Oh, that's poor for Rozes for sure. Rachi going to go for the sub on the switch and then probably kill the Kun here. No, he goes Calm Mind, but Surf is going to not break the sub. Unclear if he has Roar here. Probably not with Substitute, and I think he would have roared there every time if he had it. Psychic going to take out Kun, and all of a sudden, we got a little problem here. I think this Rachi's a big issue. Yeah, Shadow Ball will pop the sub, but I'm not sure where this is going. He's going to re-sub up, thinking perhaps it will not pop this one, and it does not. And there's the Psychic knockout. Yeah, this is poor. Soulwind is going to take this pretty handily, it looks like. I don't know what Rozes can do to get out of this. He'll pop the sub. And again, there's the reestablished sub, which once again will now survive the attack. Thunderbolt, not even close to popping it. Psychic, I mean, maybe that's the plan, that the Psychics don't do that much, but pretty confident Rachi wins this 1v1 without too much issue here. Here's the window of opportunity. A crit or a para on Thunderbolt here. Rozes with a one-turn window. Nope. Has the shot, but he does not find it. And now Empoleon is going to have to sweep 4 Pokemon from Soulwind to get it done. There is the dance. Does he have the berry to get all fast and stuff? Nope, he might be the agility set. Aquatail gets it done, but I don't know that he's going to be able to sweep the whole team with this. Maybe with a crit there, he had a shot, but he does not find it, and Thunderbolt will be good enough. Soulwind is going to take down game 1, and Rozes is going to elect to take us to Gen 3 for the second game, which we'll get right into. Let's just go ahead and switch sides for continuity. Soulwind on the bottom, Rozes on the top as Inquisitor Glokta. And the two most popular leads in the gen, Zapdos and T-Tower respectively, out of the way via a switch, not a baton pass, into Swampert. Gonna go Ice Beam and connect with Celebi. As that comes in, protect and recover. So Rozes seems to not be playing Veil, which he's a big fan of. Celebi and Cacturne are never together. So not looking at Veil here. We are looking at a Cacturne mirror match, in fact. And by Cacturne, I mean Fori. Sorry, I have Cacturne on the brain since Veil is such a hot button issue these days. But neither player are going to have Cacturne almost certainly. I guess Soulwind still could, but we're looking at a Fori mirror match is what I meant to say. And here's Gengar coming in to block Rapid Spin that gets attempted by Rozes. So 2-1 Spike's advantage favoring Soulwind. Tyranitar comes in, gets immediately burnt, but it's almost always Special Tower when it's paired with Fori. So I think we're looking at a Crunch Pursuit situation here. Giga Drain from Soulwind. Pursuit, underwhelming. Looking at a bulky Gar here. So we have an actual mind game coin flip here because he would absolutely survive another Pursuit, assuming he doesn't switch. And Rozes does make the right play and switch it up to Crunch, but there definitely was a possibility that that could have gone badly. And even with it going quote-quote well, which is what it did, it's still a trade because the T-Tar is super dead, whether it's the burn or the spikes. He's not going to make it next time. So we've got ourselves a 6-5, air quotes, but it's basically a 5-5. Now it is a 5-5 as the Roar finds the T-Tar. However, Fori here can now Rapid Spin if he would like to. There is no Gengar on the other side for Soulwind. I'm going to go on a limb and say he doesn't have a secret Misdreavus or Dusclops in the back, and that seems to be the case. So there is the Rapid Spin, and now the Spike's advantage belongs to Rozes with a 2-1 count. Not anymore. And not anymore. No more Spikes for either guy. Rozes seemingly does not have a Gengar since he could have gone to it and blocked that spin and protected his 2 layers there. And this might get grindy. I'll speed this up if this drags on for too long. Fori on Fori is pretty boring. It is a pissing contest, especially when it's a speed tie. But it does not seem to be a speed tie here. Rozes seems to have the faster one. He may have intentionally given it minus speed IVs for this exact reason. And he actually does have a Gengar, which, like I said, makes me a little bit surprised that he did not go for the protection on the 2 layers earlier. But it is not a T-Tower from Rozes. It is the other Pursuit user. And it's not Scooby Doom either. It is Umbreon. And this is going to get ugly. So we're looking at Thunderbolt and Pursuit back and forth. Is Gengar actually losing right now, though? I don't know that he is. Gengar might actually beat the Umbreon 1v1 here. There's Wish. Oh, interesting. He protects, so he actually gives Rozes the opportunity to switch out there and not get pursued, but Rozes misses the opportunity to do that. So now it's Thunderbolt. Ooh, and Umbreon wishes again. That was actually another opportunity for Rozes to switch out and not get pursued. And now he does that successfully. So 3 times in a row, he has the opportunity to switch out and not get pursued. And on the 3rd time, he manages to do it. But at this point, Gengar is in rough shape at 6% and burnt. So it looks to me like Soulwind with a slight edge at the moment. He's going to get a Rapid Spin off. Not that that overly matters since they're both just going to be spinning all day, all night. And very, very stally team here. I mean, for both players. But Registeel is a stall team exclusive here. Hard stall coming down for Rozes, and he is going to go for Seismic Toss here as the Fori, who's obviously not threatened in this situation, goes for Rapid Spin. Swampert comes in. That gets tossed seismically, and Celebi reappears, which we've seen only Recover and Leech Seed from Do not know the final two moves. Earthquake there, underwhelming. Ice Beam, obviously, had he made that prediction, would have been better. But an interesting team for Soul, and he does actually have the T-Tar, but he's got Umbreon as well, so maybe this is not a special Tar. Nah, that's sure as hell not a special Tar. That's an HP bug. So some kind of physical Tar, whether it's 4 attacks, 3 attacks Roar, DD Tar, of course. Not sure exactly what we're looking at, but this is a really cool team from Soulwind. Having the DD Tower as a sweeper is really useful on the kind of team, on the 4E archetype that Soulwind is running, but you're almost always resigned to having Tyranitar as the Crunch Pursuit user to support the 4E. So this is Soulwind's creative way to solve this problem. He uses Umbreon as the Pursuit user to try to deal with the Gengar and support the 4E, but then he also gets the benefit of the Sand and the Sweeper in the DD Tower. So that's pretty spiffy. This is very interesting. I like the team from Soulwind. He's going to go Thunderbolt here on Milo, and that's going to be responded via an Ice Beam. Does not find the crit, or even better, the freeze that he would have been looking for there. Gengar going to come in now as fodder. That's going to get Thunderbolted down. Soulwind's lead getting bigger. Now it's 5-3. Registeel reappears, and Zapdos going to take a nap. He's a sleepy bird, and he's going to be very safe here from these seismic tosses. They have no mathematical chance to kill here before the Zapdos wakes up and simply rests again, if that's what he wants to do. And it looks very difficult for Rozes to win from here. He's going to get the boom, so that'll kill the Zapdos. But how do you win if you're Rozes? I think the answer is he's going to rely on the Milo. He's going to need freezes or whatever hacks that he might get. And that's just going to be it. He's going to have to get there with the Milotic. That's really his only chance. Obviously, the 4E is not a sweeper here. That could be really bad if he does not have Refresh. We haven't seen the last movie, but he better be Refresh, right? Or he's really in trouble. Toxic could be devastating, and he doesn't go for Refresh. He goes for Surf here. That doesn't mean he doesn't have it, but he kind of needs to have it. Protect, Refresh, Refresh, Refresh. Yeah! Alright, so there is a fighting chance here for Rozes. He's going to need to get there with the Milotic, which does have more than 0 chance in this situation, but man, is it going to be a grind. Umbreon here, despite the presence of the burn, thanks to the Will-O-Wisp earlier from the Gengar, is trying to get the job done. 4E going to switch in on a Protect. This definitely, I'm going to turn this over to Fast, because this definitely, given what's left, could end up being kind of slow. 4E might have Boom for either player. That could speed it up. There's a Surf crit and a Rapid Spin, respectively. Milo got to be careful about getting blown up on. If he loses the Milo, we're done here. There's Surf, and there is the Boom. So it actually didn't take as long as I thought, because Rozes let his Milo get blown up on. I don't know why he let his Milo get blown up on. He had a shot to win with the Milotic, potentially, if he didn't let it get blown up on. But what can I say? Rozes is a giant noob cakes. He's going to boom and call it a day, and Soulwind is going to win. So, Soulwind takes it 2-0. This was winner's bracket content, so Rozes is not eliminated. He will simply fall down to the lower bracket. Like I said, I don't love how he played that late game. I don't love how he sat in there and just gave Soulwind a million opportunities, including an obvious one, to get the boom off. He did boom on the most obvious boom turn, and that basically ended the game. Milotic did have a shot here against what was remaining. Against the Swampert, Milo is like one of the best counters in the game. He would have won out eventually. It would have been slow and boring, but he would have won out eventually against the Umbreon. And he's got a shot against the Tar as well. If it's DD Tar, it comes down to some RNG bullshit. Does Rock Slide miss? Does Rock Slide flinch? Does Rock Slide crit? All of that crap. But Milotic certainly can beat a DD Tar, if it is even a DD Tar, 1v1. So I don't know. I don't love the way that Rozes played that. I think he did have a shot. Now, to be fair, even if Rozes did win this, the third game would have been black and white, in which it's very hard to argue that Soulwind doesn't have a clear advantage. But I still think that Rozes could have won this game. But shoulda, woulda, coulda. None of that matters. Soulwind wins 2-0. He's going to be in really good shape. In fact, he just needs one more win to guarantee that he makes money in this tour. Rozes could still make money. Rozes could still win the tour, but he's going to have to do so from the lower bracket. And with that, we are up to speed in real time. All the matches that have been played have now been narrated, and I hope you guys have been enjoying the tour. Please leave a thumbs up and a comment if you did. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next set.